Hello fellow FOSS fans, this is NixUser 1980 and I'm just going to take a brief look at Ubuntu MATE. Now the last video that I did was Ubuntu itself with the Unity 7 interface. Today we look at some of the improvements that have happened to Ubuntu MATE. And so, first of all, I'll show you how I became aware of it. So you can have a look here on the distro watch page. You can find out some details about it. You can have a look at the release announcement, which I did. Okay, so they're now using GTK 3+. Okay, apparently that was a big deal for them, and I think it is a big deal because you might recall that MATE, which was based on GNOME 2, was built on the GTK 2+ widget set, and GNOME 3 is based on GNOME, or rather the GTK 3+ widget set, of which there are a variety of versions. This is significant because it means that MATE is no longer, shall we say, I don't want to say this, but it's not a second-class citizen. You know what I mean? It's not something that you need to sit there worrying about the future of it. Like XFCE, I've had a long concern of worrying about its future. We'll talk about that later when we look at Ubuntu. But yeah, basically I'm going to run you through this and we'll see how it goes since it's been upgraded. You can have a look at here on this website. I might even throw that in the link in the details section below. Yeah, you can see what's changed. Pretty much just going to show you what it's like. I've been using it and it hasn't really, I've been using it for the last maybe a couple of hours, and for my various things, and it hasn't really given me any grief at all, unlike the normal run-of-the-mill Ubuntu, the mainline Ubuntu that a lot of people will download. Yeah. So what is Ubuntu MATE? It's basically it's an easy-to-use desktop which uses the old paradigms that people are used to, having maybe a panel up here, a panel down here. Having the various applications that are running at the time presented as clickable boxes. You've got the show desktop feature here, which I don't even know why I've got that there. Let's remove that from the panel. The ability to switch through the desktops, which is kind of like a Unix thing rather than a Windows thing, although Windows 10 now has that feature. Having menus that you can drop down through, and kind of not having overlays. One of the things, and I should mention that about MATE, unlike the original GNOME, I think it's 2.28 or whatever, is it actually has the snap to the side, basically almost like a semi-tiling system like that. It doesn't go into quarters. I kind of wish it would, but it doesn't go into quarters. So maybe that's something that they can do sometime, because often you've got a lot of stuff going up on the screen. That's why I use i3, get things done. But anyway, I do recommend you take a look through this before you download. Again, I'll put that in the section below, the details section below. So first of all, okay, you got a set of applications here. Probably the first one of interest will be doing backups, so you can actually back up your system. I tend to use rsync for this type of stuff, and I don't schedule it. You can using cron. You can schedule rsync. But yeah, this is what they're doing here. What I tend to do in these reviews anyway, or overviews, is I tend to tell you what I do rather than what the distro offers. Maybe sometimes it's the same, but more often than not, it's not. So we've got a character map, which fine, you might be interested in that. You can look up the Unicode, the various Unicode characters online. So this might be might be of interest to you, but it might not. You know, you might have some weird assignment where you need to use some characters or whatever, then fine. Discs. Oh, discs. So you can take a look at the discs, see what's going on. Mount the partition. You can actually mount various bits and bobs here. I'm not going to be doing anything too fantastic. So it would be kind of nice to see the SMART stuff here. You can see like the temperature and whatever, it's running temperature. Oh, that's no good. Look at that 3. Oh, there we go. That is the smart stuff. Disk is okay. Disk is okay. So in this one, which has been getting a whole bunch of writes and stuff to it a long time now, it's going alright. It's kind of surprising that this 250 gig one is not doing so well. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what you have there. Let's move on. We've got this one here. I actually downloaded the FFmpeg sources so that you could see how this works. So let's have a look. So I got that there. I can extract it. So let's just extract. I guess we'll just create a folder called FFmpeg and we'll extract it to it. Now, who knows? Maybe it'll extract nicely and yeah, so it already extracted nicely into its own directory, and there you go. I typically use tar to do those sorts of jobs, and that's great. You know, it does the job for me. Calculator, I tend to use BC myself. I know that sounds pretty funny, but I tend to use BC unless I need something straight up. Or I use, if I've got something a little bit complicated, I might use Calc from LibreOffice. Mate search tool. So let's have a look for FFmpeg, and we can find things like that. Again, I tend to use the GNU Find program in the command line. Passwords and keys. Probably, if you're one of those people who tends to find passwords inconvenient or finds them difficult to remember, this can give you an option for dealing with that, with those applications anyway that are aware of the keyring. So you might want to set that up for yourself. Blank. Now that's going to be the menu thing down the bottom, is it? I don't know. It's not coming up. Whatever. Hopefully it doesn't come up in like 5 minutes time or something. Pluma text editor. I imagine this is pretty much just gedit, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it probably is gedit to be honest with you. It's not showing any of the detail there, but fine. But yeah, basically you can, if you wanted to, there's me trying to use it as a as Vim. So as you know, I use Vim. You would have seen that in one of the videos prior. So hello world.cpp. Let's hopefully, yeah, and there you go. You got that nice syntax highlighting there. I guess we should actually just see if it will compile. I don't even know if we've got GCC on this baby. Might as well try it now, huh? System tools. Right. Didn't need to use the tilde. It's already in the home directory. So C++. No, C++ isn't installed anyway. So as in G++. So not going to bother with that. Nonetheless, that's what you get there. Well, maybe we can just move back to the desktop. And there we go. There's that damn plank. And we can just close it. I see. I don't know, I was hoping that they would actually disable it, but anyway, it can stay there for the time being. Hopefully it doesn't annoy me too much. Yeah, it's working. So you might find that useful too. Good old plank. Synapse. Search everything you do. Type to search. Yeah, and then again it's another search utility. It's one of those things where I kind of don't get that where you've got two tools for the one job, unless of course there's an exceptional reason, which I will mention in this video. There is an exceptional reason. We'll go through that in a moment. Take screenshots. Well, we might as well take the good old-fashioned screenshot, although I'd like to get rid of plank. Actually, let's see if plank follows through to the next one. It does. Can I get rid of you? I remember what I did last time. I seem to remember just killing it last time. So why don't we actually, let's see if this works. Ta-da! And it worked. Okay, we'll take a screenshot. Need that for later. Grab the whole one, include the pointer. Nah, actually we will include the pointer. And we'll save it to hello. Pictures. And save. Great. So again, I'm just taking you through how I would use this. Alright. So, let me have a look. That works for me. So there we've just demonstrated LibreOffice's math. It's got a nice formula generation tool. Not something that I featured usually with it, but I thought, well, we might as well. So, by the way, that is a real formula. It's it shouldn't be KQ1, Q2. It should be KM1, Q2. It should be this. So this forced you to charge, electric charge. Anyway. Don't save that. Right, education. So that's under education. No doubt it's under there as well. It's one of those irritating things to do with the .desktop files. And it shouldn't be included in there. It could be modified for it. You just have to go and edit it on your system. But then again, we don't know if you modified it for your system and then you upgraded, whether those changes would be respected. It's one of those things about config files. So I'm Mate. So let's have a look. It's an image viewer. So we've got some nice stock photos here. I thought I'd show you. This is these are provided by Pixels. So take a look at their website. They're CC0 licensed files. So beautiful, huh? But yep, the application works as expected. That's how you'd use that. Okay. If you wanted to change the background to any of those, you'd add it. Use that, and let's just say I want to do that one, and then there we go. Okay, now because I'm doing a video for Ubuntu MATE, we'll go back to something a little bit more MATE. Okay, so that's that. We have LibreOffice Draw, so if you needed to draw some basic diagrams, you could do that. It's not going to be as, I imagine it's not going to be as intuitive as, say, Visio, but nonetheless you can. I guess I can just go and group those together, and can I group? Yep, group. Ta-da, and then I can just move them around and I can copy them as one group. Just like that. Great. So you got the draw utility there. So not exactly the best best piece of software for doing drawing stuff, but it's there. We'll close LibreOffice and return to that a little later. We have MATE color selection. So imagine this is just if you want to choose a particular color. We've got the dropper. Let's have a look, and we can just grab that. I imagine that if we've got a website up, we might be able to get away with grabbing that too. So, ta-da, we can. So that's what that's for. Nice little neat application, but I would have called that more of a an accessory rather than a graphics tool, although it has that functionality, I guess. Shotwell. So let's have a look at Shotwell. So I imagine this is, yeah, I don't do this. I mean, I don't do this photo management stuff, but fine. And it's gone and imported them. And you can just look at them. I guess you can view them in full screen. So page down, and we just cycle through those nicely in full screen. Does what it says on the box, so no problem with that. Export. Okay, we can export, and we export the metadata as well. That's great. So could be if you want to just move some photographs onto a USB, you could do that with that application. It's nice. Alright, Firefox. Okay, been using that. You saw that before. Just for reference, I'm downloading this open source video, Velkarma. It's a CC license thing, 3.2 of 4.2 gigs. I'm not going to play that one because I don't know if the license will permit me to actually play it. And I get funded for these through the ads, of course, so a little bit. It'd be nice if I got more, but anyway, that's a story for another time. Who doesn't want more money? Anyway, what do we got here about Firefox? And yeah, relatively recent version. Probably could upgrade that. I haven't. No, I actually had to do the updates on the install, so yeah. Another thing I just noticed here, by the way, is it's got the Bluetooth stuff here, but I don't have a Bluetooth enabled device. You kind of think that would be a good idea to hide that if I don't have Bluetooth. So, XChat. So, logged in before to these guys, and ta-da. So yeah, you can just log in and do that stuff. It'll ask you, no, I don't want to join the channel, that's fine. But yeah, you got HexChat there. Really good alternative to what is it called? XChat. Yeah, XChat. I use IRSSI if I'm going to chat online, which is a command line application. Again, I prefer command line applications because it means no matter where you are, what you're doing, you usually can get access to them. So, quit. We have Thunderbird, which I've set up with my Nix account, so it seems to work fine. I haven't done any encryption with Enigmail or anything like that, but I'll leave that to you to have a bit of a play around. I still use Thunderbird. I do use Alpine from time to time if I'm going to stay in the CLI for a long time, but it's not my preferred application. I do prefer to use Thunderbird. It's just a whole lot easier. It does have the calendaring stuff, so keep that. And yeah, you can see you got a bit of calendaring stuff going on there. I think we can just click on that. And you can look at the calendaring stuff. It's kind of built into it now. So it used to be the Lightning plugin that would provide that. So yeah, but works nicely. Transmission. So I tried downloading Velkarma again, which is an open source video using the link they provided on their webpage. It's a .torrent file. So but it was going to be a bit slow. So yeah, didn't do that. By the way, the funny thing about transmission, it gives you a warning about misuse of .torrent files and peer-to-peer file sharing and whatnot, so I just thought I'd let you know that. LibreOffice. Actual document view. Actually, we'll just go with that one for a minute. So, I guess what we could do, if I felt with lack of a spare PDF around, I can just create one. Create a PDF. How about we do that? We'll go in here. And, was it? Hopefully that does the job. Give that a moment. And open. And there's Bash manual. Nicely formatted PDF, so that works as expected. So we'll close that one. That's the, by the way, that's the old events, by the way. It's event. You notice they use their own application names, like they've taken the old events and used it for themselves. Before we go into LibreOffice, we might as well look at the MATE dictionary. I used to look up chess. How about we look up Linux? Let's see if we can find that. No, an open source version of the Unix operating system. I would say it is a free software implementation of the Unix kernel, personally. Or an open source implementation of the Unix kernel. But fine. Operating system, not quite. But anyway. Let's move into LibreOffice now. So you got Writer. You can see the theming. You can change the theming, by the way, if you wanted to. If you just go into here, and I like to use a couple of themes. I like the Galaxy theme. It's quite nice. In fact, what you're really meant to do with Galaxy is you're meant to use the small icon size, so it looks really sweet. And then you, I don't know, Elementary. We'll try that. Yeah, that's a different theme. We'll just revert that back to the default. Automatic and automatic. So back to the usual biz. So we can close it. By the way, what's an interesting thing about the LibreOffice suite is that you don't need to be in one specific application to access a new file in the other. So I can just go and open a new spreadsheet if I want to from Writer. It's fully integrated. Got Calc as I just showed you before. Close. Impress. So you can make your presentations, much like you can on Microsoft PowerPoint. Close that. Drawing. So I showed you that before, which is just that whole deceptive thing about, you know, multiple menu stuff. Math would be in there, and base, which I won't be able to show you anything reasonable. It looks like it's not installed, in fact. So if I go into Office, and you see that base isn't installed, so you probably have to install that via the repo, the repository. Sound and video, you got Brezero, which I imagine uses Wodim as its back end. Don't know. Can't tell. Whatever. But yeah, I don't tend to use that. I use CD record. Just didn't compile and install it. So, or CDR tools, as I should say. Cheese. Don't have a webcam, so it's not going to be very good. I'm not going to bother trying that. MPV. Now, this is what I was saying about that exception. They've included MPV and VLC in this, and I actually think this is good. VLC is the Swiss Army knife of video. It does a whole bunch of stuff, you know, play encrypted DVDs, whole box and dice if you set it up correctly. MPV, on the other hand, is kind of a minimalist video player. I like MPV personally. It's a very, very simple interface, and it's based on MPlayer. It's a fork of MPlayer and MPlayer 2, if I remember correctly. It uses stuff from both. The only thing I've got an issue with MPV itself, I tend to use MPlayer, but the only reason why I use MPlayer is because MPV uses the WAF build system, which requires Python. And I don't think a build system should require anything but the default shell in a system, which usually is a born compatible shell such as Bash or SH. So, personal opinion. Rhythm box. Now I found something really cool. You can go to the radio and you can listen to stuff if you want to. So yeah, play that. That's good. Actually, while I'm in this area, what I should have done is I don't know if I can see. I can't actually do what I wanted to do there, which is just to, as I say, just wanted to show you. Oh, by the way, I could have just gone. Oh no, I can't just go straight in the video. So I had to go in here. Yeah, I just wanted to show you that this will actually do as it says on the box. So it does. And same with VLC. If I open up, I probably just shut that down, didn't I? If I open up VLC and go to videos, yeah, I'm not going to allow that. And I go like that, and it just starts playing. But notice it was a little slower. You notice that? That's one of the reasons why I like MPV. There's just no mucking around. Gets the job done. You can mess with your sound settings, which is basically regarding pulse audio in this. So you can. You can also use, if you wanted to install POV control. That's one way you can do it. Again, we're using the. Oh, we better get rid of that. We're using the Kaja, which is the. Close that. Which is the old Nautilus. It still includes F3, which I love. Split painting, fantastic, because if for some reason I wanted to grab that and just go like that, I can. Go like that. It's great. And if I wanted to copy it over, just press the control button and it goes over. Fantastic, huh? Replace with, replace. Yeah, so I actually prefer this old, antiquated, don't call it antiquated, it's not true, this older file manager to the newer ones that don't include split painting. Dolphin, fortunately, still includes, Dolphin from the KD project, fortunately, still includes the F3 shortcut for split painting. Unfortunately, the newer official GNOME ones do not. So yeah, commonly called files, if I remember correctly. You can edit your configuration. I'm not going to do that in here. I don't want to stuff anything. You can install deb packages directly using this. Log file viewer, very handy if you just don't want to get to the command line and you just want to have a look at some of the syslog stuff, find out what's going on. So yeah. System tools. Oh, you look at that actually, yeah. File system capacity versus usage. Fantastic. Easy to use. You could really look at that in the other hard drives tool though, I think, really. So system monitor, as you'd expect. Same old. I tend to use HTOP or top for system monitoring, at least for resource use and processes. So yeah, power statistics probably not going to be much use to me anyway. But anyway, that's pretty much what we are seeing here with Ubuntu MATE. My thoughts on it are, it's given me absolutely no grief. You could see there through the entire use, no grief at all. Everything does what it says it's going to do. There are a few anomalies with regard to the menuing, fine, I get that on most distros. And there's also this Bluetooth, this errant Bluetooth icon there, which doesn't make any sense because I'm on a desktop with no Bluetooth capability whatsoever. Apart from that, I liked my experience with it this afternoon. We're getting close to the 2.5 hour mark, and it's given me absolutely no grief whatsoever. So full stars for that. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, and if you'd like to get more content, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one now.